Well, hello and welcome back to Minetest episode 55 on a glorious day out here in Chicagoland. Turtles are hopping. Yes. Today we're going to visit the Waterfall house. Did some more stuff with the underwater secret laboratory. So, let's get started. And if you like what you see here, please consider liking and subscribing. Greatly appreciated. So we added some landscaping. Let's go look at the landscaping first. I hit on some really cool build videos and just got a whole bunch of inspiration and just trying out different things. Little garden area turned out really cool. Decided to try to build my own tree. Yeah. I built that from bits and pieces. It needs some it needs a little filling out. But it turned out really cool. So instead of because you can't find the default trees, there's no sapling for it. So I just use default leaves, default tree trunks, and the apples and the blossoms just grew. So that worked out pretty cool. So we'll come back down here, and this needed the straight path. It didn't need the I didn't have to curve it because it was going up into the countryside, and this looks really cool. Something you would find on a real house. And I tried turning this building because of lack of planning. It looked more like an office space than an actual house. So hopefully I've solved that. So on the first floor we still have, I'm going to do away with some of these windows, but got a little sitting area over here. There's a bathroom. We'll check out the first floor first. Nothing major. More leaking faucets. But the stairway, it's everything kind of, because of the way that I laid the house out originally and where the door was, I kind of screwed myself up here. In that everything looks like it's a little bit too wide, and there should be a double door here, and then to go straight up into the stairs. The stairs appear too wide, but you couldn't use two, so it went 3 wide. So it's not bad. I'm gonna do something else, to dress this up a little bit. Put some kind of raised lip. I might even be able to. I wonder if I can. Let's see, what quartz. That's what that stuff is. Wonder what the quartz pillar looks like. So we got a quartz pillar and a quartz stair. Let's see what that does. I want it. Well, that would be. See, I don't think that lends. It's too. It kind of wouldn't be bad, but there's not enough room. Like if I'm going to create. Yeah, that doesn't. However, see, that was stupid of me. There we go. Let's try something like this. I don't know. It's kind of cool. Let's try that. I don't know. It isn't doing what I want. Sometimes it's just easier to redo it. And actually, if I were to have planned, this would have turned out a lot better. So, oh, I had it. There we go. Oop. See, it kind of matches the outside. Except for the outside is smooth. You come in here. It's not that bad. You see, now it's too close. It's too close to the stairs. I don't know. I'm going to play with that some more. Because then I can put something on the top, I guess. Huh. I kind of like that. It's a little cramped, but I kind of like that. Oh well. And I'm thinking about changing the color of the carpeting. And we come in here, we got the, I expanded this whole area out. I might get rid of the little glass. So the little sauna is in here, and I might even change that out into like an informal dining room area. Well, we put some counters up. We finally put a kitchen in, and this area is all brand new. This was part of the deck, and made some really cool shelving out of marble stairs and some vessel containers and the vessels. It holds vessels there, and the most important thing, the coffee maker. I really want to do something about these cabinets. I tried coming up with different alternatives you can place on here just to make look like a cabinet. And I'm still playing with it, but this is a little like eat-in area, work area. So that turned out really cool. And there's lights behind here, but unfortunately the glass it's a little too, it filters out the light a little bit too much. So there's still more to do over here. Actually, those stairs might look really cool with the pillar. And I might actually replace this outside with the pillar. That would be kind of cool. But we come upstairs and get some real like modern railings. But this I'm going to leave alone. I really do like the way that the windows, the view that this house gives. And I want to keep that. So I'm going to build I'm going to build around that. And there's no need for, this is going to be bedrooms. There's no need for a home theater room or something like that. The house doesn't need it. So the occupants of this house, they watch everything on iPad. But we got this beautiful view of the backyard. Go out here. And it seems that a cat has left us some string. But it turned out really cool. And then put a skylight in over the stairwell. Forgot to show that. Do more with skylights over here, and do something with the roof. So that'll complete this house. Heck, I can even go a third level. And there's the opportunity. I still have room underneath the house next to the utility room where all the waterfall piping is and the garden piping. And for this, because if you remember, this house has the water, what do they call those? The water reservoir underneath the house in the cavern. So all the piping and electricity come up through there and feed, you know, the fountain and feed the waterfall feature out front. And so I could still put in a basement, which that would work fine. So let's go take a look at Moo Cow. Yes. Come over here to our secret underwater layer. And this turned out this is turning out kind of cool. So we got it real spooky going down. And the chicken is still there. I collected 30 eggs. 30 eggs from him. Let's see if the sharks are still there. Look at this. We have an observation tank, which you can get to from the top. So you got little like fishy experiments going on here. Not secret squirrel. No. Not at all. And we come up here and really started to play around with. Let's turn on some lights here on our little fishy tanks. And these are for experiments, stuff like that. But then you come over here. Listen to those fishies. And you can observe the fishies, feed the fishies. And then you got the big tank. And every time I put a shark in there, he goes away. Where are my sharks at? I literally, I put a shark in there. So we're going to cheat a little bit here. It appears, there's a shark. Let's put another one in. Why not? Isn't that cool? So we can observe, and I use this glass here because this glass was the one with no frames, which is different from, you know, obviously different from that one. That looks really cool. If the sharks would stay. Whoops. So if they stay, they're going to be fine. You can see this building over here, which we're going to explore in a minute. So you got to have a way of getting out to said ocean. There's some more turtles and some more sharks. I cleaned up the glass outside to give a more uniform look. So the little underwater area is coming out pretty cool. So what you do is you come to these steps here, and you need a way to get out into the ocean to observe. And there we go. There you have it. Look at that. You can see how gorgeous, crystal clear the water is. Some fishies. And there's where our little condo is. Something just exploded over there. Hi, Mr. Turtle. And there you have it. You have a little water platform. So the secret underwater layer. Hi, Mr. Sharky. It's turning out really cool. Yeah, Sharkly. These turned out really neat. These little desks. And all they are is if you go into your table saw, if you have that, and you know, you could take these right here. You can make all sorts of tables, all sorts of little work shelves, workbenches out of them. Anything you really want. And it didn't dawn on me until after I put them down. And I'm gonna probably change those to a different color because they kind of blend in too much with everything else. And then just, you know, use a screwdriver to position them exactly the way you want. And they work really cool. So if we come in here, let's go with, let's get an office chair here. See how well that looks. There you go. Because now it's going to be putting in some, I want to put in some desks, some little office areas, something to, you know, because this is obviously where where people are going to do work in our little underwater secret squirrel lair. Make it somewhat believable. All right. I didn't do anything down there yet. I didn't continue on. Ooh, I love that bug. So, that is the underwater secret layer. I should put in some like water doors to, in case of a breach. Let's see, how would I even do that? See, that tank doesn't go to the outside world, but this other one does. So this hallway, oh, that's not hard at all. Yep. Let's see, if I were to do that, you could still get out. No, I don't like things. Let's look up some doors. Let's go with our steel door. How about a concrete door? Man, I am out of it today. There we go. They're this way. If there's an accident, water won't get through. Ooh, that's a good idea. I'm liking that. Because you got to think of safety first. Put a block there. Good luck. There we go. Hi, Mr. Chicken. Should use an elevator. I gotta see. Well, it's too far out. Oh, look at that sun. So that's not bad. So there are underwater complexes coming along real nicely. And I still have to furnish. Just not enough time. Just keep running out of time. And I like how that area filled in. So if I go back to my bags, my landscaping bag, let's see here. Really liking the jungle grass. And oh, that didn't work out. That looks pretty cool. Just give the area some more. I like how that flower grew there. So one wouldn't really know that something's there. Alrighty. I'm still not... it was a good idea to put these flowers here. But I kind of like the randomness of these flowers with the hedges. And I'm thinking about putting hedges up behind there. But I don't want to overdo the area. So basically... this house is coming along nicely. I still... obviously here is going to be the hallway that leads down into the two rooms that are going to be here. And obviously these windows will, you know, if wherever I decide to put a room, because I ended up readjusting, like for the first floor. So, of course, lack of planning, but that telnet can be moved anywhere. But this is the area again. You know, this goes down to the water reservoir, and this is the emergency exit. And that reservoir is separate from this little cove, which goes all the way out to the front where the waterfall goes. You see, and things are changing because this wasn't like this before. So it's kind of strange that that walkway just appeared, which kind of makes me worry about the house a little bit. That one day, you know, I'll boot up the game and all of a sudden there's stuff where it didn't used to be. So on the first floor, the let's get rid of our grasses. On the first floor, everything looks okay. I don't want to play with this area here because I'm really satisfied with the way the landscaping and everything turned out here. And like I said, I have a tendency to want to overkill all my little areas. Let's take a walk down here because I'm not liking the way something, like I said, and the game, what is that? Oh, it's mine. I got rid of the wolf pack and the dog pack because it was just causing the computer to just go nuts. See, that's that area in there, and that was all cleaned out. Yes. Hi, Mr. Sheep. So I don't know why, you know, the game just I don't know, it redid itself. It reinvented itself. And this, I'm not too sold on this area here. However, it does work because that is supposed to be like a hot tub. A hot tub off the kitchen. And I really don't need these cabinet spaces. So if you click on them. So I really, other than coming up with my own textures, which I'm still working on that because I do have some ideas for some really cool. I would like to try to use some different woods and stuff like that to change these. And these are complex because they have the sides and the back are different than the front, and then you have different types of you have marble, stainless steel, everything else. The dishwasher only comes in white, where the oven only comes in stainless steel with the burners. And there's a little trick that you can do. You can lay a powered rail across the top of it to look like a grill. It's like a Minecraft trick, but I kind of don't like that. I kind of like the more the more detailed approach that Minetest takes on it. And that's the only downfall with all the videos I've been watching on Minecraft and then Minetest. Minecraft has some really cool blocks that you can play with in the default. I'm not talking any mods or anything like that. The way that you can lay down blocks and stuff. And like I run into a problem with these corners on the couches. So I could either take this block and follow it all the way through, but I can't use a micro block, which is what I'd like to use there. Or, like here's the micro block, but because this is all the same node, you can't put anything else on there. So there are, there's these limitations. And if I wanted to put take these panels and put a different color panel on here, you can't do it because of that. So I understand about the square nodes and everything else. We've already been through all that. But I am liking the pillared look. I might actually change that for the outside door. I have to find a half slab. And yeah, I did use those for that. A light would be cool. But I'm really, really happy how this turned out. Like here, you could extend this block here, but then you couldn't put a micro block here. And I really wish that would be the case because I like this little lip on here of the 3 wide. And this whole area just turned out really, really cool, especially with the hedges. And there's two different hedges. So you have, but it doesn't say. So shrubbery and shrubbery, they're both named the same. However, one has the roots, the little like trunks, and one doesn't, which solved a lot of problems in going 2 high or 3 high. So that turned out really cool. Now I just have to figure out, I want to do something more to spruce up the front of the house without changing it too much. And I can actually extend everything out a brick and change the color of it. So there's a lot of different stuff I can try. And this area here can lend itself to a lot of possibilities. However, I don't want to start throwing flowers and stuff. Well, I can throw flowers and stuff in here, but I don't want to go overkill. I think that right there kind of looks kind of nice. Maybe throw in a bush or two or something like that. I'm picking up a whole bunch of these eggs. I think I got 31 of them. And let's see what happens. So, whee! One of these has got to be a chicken. Oh, look at that. Did it turn into a chicken? No. Oh, I hit the other chicken. None of them. But the minute I turn off the recording, it's going to turn into a chicken. Oh, there he was. There he was. I have too many. There are 2. So out of 30 eggs, 30. What was his last video about? He just threw 30 eggs. He's egging things. And we got 2 baby chicks out of it. All right. And a bunny. Yes, we do. Yeah, I got... And if you check these are not tame. So they're just spawning in at an alarm. Don't know what that was. It was a floating mound of dirt. All right. Yeah, so what I did is I ended up getting, removing the mod pack. You see the KPG mobs, deer and horse. And that was supposed to be a horse. It said. And it went away. So now you have to, once those despawn from the area, then I won't have to look at those hideous messages anymore. Unless anybody knows of another way to get rid of it. And like I said, there is a way of doing clear objects with world edit, clear unknown objects. However, you have to do it by section. So where's my door? There it is. Is that door? Yep. There's a door. Oh, it's a cat. I was like, wow, what kind of animal is that? So all my trees are growing in nicely. I just kept up this area, cleaned it up a little bit. Like I said in the last video, I don't want to do anything in here unless I find a tree. There's nothing in here because anything I do is just going to overkill the area. Except for I closed the stair up to give it a more realistic look. And that worked out. And I got to do something with this area. So I'm thinking about removing this area over here by the skylight. So I can actually start, doing something with this area. Because you can't have a bunch and having a sleeping area down here. So I'm probably going to put a ceiling over this. And regain this space. We built a fireplace. With a chimney. And I don't know if I have that in my, yes I do. I did find willow vines, which are kind of cool, so I'm going to play around with those. So, and also if I don't know if it's going to do it. But it'll actually puff. Oh. There we go. We're polluting. So. That's not nice. That's not safe for the... It's steam. We'll go from there. So I put a fireplace in with a chimney, working chimney. And that's it. That's our, that will be, and the house looks really cool from off in the distance. Now they got the landscaping part, and I'm really starting to get a handle on the landscaping, because I heard in other videos and from other people, that the little details, you could have a fantastic build, but a lot of people overlook the little details and the customizations and the landscaping that could really make or break your little world. So that's why I've been focusing so much on the landscaping part, because let's be honest, you build a house, you put a bunch of furniture in it, and I got a custom, couch over here, and I use these materials over here, and then you walk outside and it's just all plain area. There's nothing there to make it jump out. Anybody can build a house, and let me tell you, I did this whole upper part of the tree, and I built that one tree over in the other area, and it's not easy. I mean, you really have to play around with it to get it to turn out. But then once it turns out, it looks really awesome. So, that's all I got for this. On this wonderful episode, he's an Olympic swimming cow. So, and there's another one. I got to fix that. So other than that, the world is coming together very nicely. So the underwater laboratory, going to add some offices. What I'm trying to find is, I found the vessels. It's like, so you saw over in the kitchen, you had all those vessels. So I want to create a laboratory. So now I got a way to get out into the ocean. And got tanks set up for observation and, fish planning and stuff like that. And got the experimental fish tanks and got all that stuff worked out. But now I need to add like a little laboratory area with beakers and test tubes and stuff like that. Make that area look really, really cool. So, and it's really neat that a long time ago, there was a person playing in survival mode, and they created a way of, they created a farm in like a greenhouse, and to keep the mobs out, they extended over the river, so they would jump through the opening over the river and swim out, because the mobs don't swim. So you don't have to worry about mobs coming into your house. And it was like, that's what they do in underwater, underwater labs. They have an area where they can, dive off into the ocean, do whatever they're going to do, and then come back in without having to do. I've seen other people use the domes under the water, and then they would have like an airlock. So you could swim up to the airlock and do that. Well, this eliminates all that, because the water level will never raise because of the pressure. So that realistically, that worked out. And go from there. Yeah. So that's going to do it. So if you like what you see here, please consider liking and subscribing. And we will go from there. So everybody have a fantastic day. And see you next time. Bye.